What's up, y'all? It's Blueprint. I'm in Paris. You're listening to The Big Bang Show with your host, Hart, Rhymes Entertainment. Bruce.
Thank you. We are with Blueprint right now on The Big Bang Show, London. Man, first time in France, you told me?
Yeah, first time in Paris.
Yeah?
Yep. Never been here
Yeah?
at all. Been here 3 times.
You have to visit Paris, man. Champs-Élysées, etc.
Tomorrow, yeah.
It's beautiful city, man.
Yeah.
For people who don't know you already, man, just introduce yourself. What's your background, etc.
I'm from Columbus, Ohio, United States. My name is Blueprint. MC in the group Soul Position with RJD2. A solo artist from Rhymes Entertainment. I have a label that I run called Witness Recordings. I put out a bunch of music artists for years. Elijah, Greenhouse Effect, myself, Zero Star, and BUDO. That's about it. Been putting out music since like 2000. So.
Yeah, you work with RJD2 also?
Yeah.
You debut as a musician, big producer, you know?
Yeah.
So how did you become a rapper?
I just started, I was always rhyming, I just never took it seriously. And then I kind of became more of an MC, kind of as I was in groups and stuff. I was in Greenhouse Effect first. There were people along that time telling me, man, you should try to do some solo stuff. You should think about rhyming more. You're good. And at the time, I just was making beats. I wasn't taking that seriously. Then when I met RJD2, he was one of the first people who kind of pushed me to do solo stuff.
Okay. And you just dropped an album last April.
Yeah.
The name of this album is Adventure in Culture.
Yeah.
What was your first motivation to do this album?
My first motivation was just to do something that no one had ever done before in terms of crossing genres and taking all the music that influences us and putting that together in one album instead of like keeping everything so separate. Like everyone is, hip hop to some people, it has to sound like it came out in 1995. If it doesn't sound like Gangstar, it's not real hip hop. Or if it doesn't, and we all grew up on Gangstar, we love Gangstar, but Gangstar is who they are because no one sounded like them.
Yeah.
So we don't have to continue to pay homage to that. If we can try to do what they did, we have to do something original.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of just regurgitating their formula. So it's my attempt to do something that's completely original that no one did before.
I think you get it.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, on this album, my favorite track is The Clue.
Okay, yeah.
I'll play it right now. Very short.
My mama see the clouds and wonder when she get in there. Like she done it all, staring up at heaven's stairs. Everybody's time coming, better get prepared. I see the clouds and feel at home because my head is there. Life is but a dream, live it for it disappear. The parade will pass you by if you sit and stare. My man told me that my talent level's very rare, but just having talent ain't enough to get me there. When I was out there chasing girls and drinking beer, somebody else was out there really getting theirs. You gotta turn it up if you want to win this year. I said, hell yeah, that's all I need to hear. My bio say Ohio, I handle business there. Although I ain't been inspired by it in a year. I got tired of the infighting with my peers. While our mouths was running, the art was sitting still. All this beef only stops us from getting bread. We just getting by, we never get ahead. Consider this rhyme the realest shit I ever said. I gotta go for mine cause I ain't got 50 years. All they wanna do is rhyme about their shoes and gear. They sound like chicks talking about their nails and hair. I guess it's easier than talking about what's really there. We lost 3 Columbus icons within a year. So I ain't about to do the same record, different year. I used to be in that lane, now I'm steering clear. I'm not gas stuck, I'm just switching gears. Cause in this game, going slow won't get you anywhere. I want the illest crib even though I'm barely here. I'm riding through the flash neighborhoods just to stare. Feeling like I can't chill until I'm living there. If you feel me, let me see your finger in the air. Every year I swear the haters get more vocal. Dudes be calling me fake because I'm not social. This can come to an end if I'm not focused. So if it ain't about the biz, then it's not important.
We're back, man. Hey, Blueprint, what was your mood when you wrote this track, bro?
When I wrote The Clouds, I was kind of going through a transitional thing where I was about to stop drinking. I felt like I was just hanging around with a lot of people who weren't like positive.
Yeah.
And so I was trying to kind of get away from that, but I was kind of taking a step back, but looking at myself first and saying like, what are you doing to separate yourself, you know? Like you're a talented dude, but why are you here doing this stuff every day, drinking for 6-8 hours a day instead of doing what you're supposed to be doing, which is music? And so I started kind of not going out as much, distancing myself from that scene. Then I had this airport that's near my house, and it's got like a post office next to it. I would mail out packages every day. And so as I started going there, I started seeing that there would be families next to this thing, and they would watch the planes take off right next to this airport. So I would so eventually as I started mailing stuff, I would just sit out there for a couple hours and watch planes take off. And it would be no further than me being here and the planes being where the stage is at. And so I would just sit there and there'd be a bunch of families and kids, and so I wrote the song while I was sitting there watching planes land and take off, thinking of, looking at the clouds. I was thinking about that.
I can understand, but that's a good concept, man. That's a good concept, man. And the concept, like we're talking about this, the versatile. You do a musical is really versatile.
Yeah.
You know, the concept of this album got a lot of influence in terms of music. What are your biggest influence? I mean, what was your biggest influence to do this kind of music? Because you do like rock music, you can do like not electronic, but really influential, but electronic music, hip hop music, every style in your album.
I think my biggest influence was just, I want to say, mostly like things that came out in the 80s, be it 80s pop music, 80s stuff like Kraftwerk, electronic stuff as well. Eurythmics, like all of that stuff. Not necessarily, I wasn't necessarily trying to emulate it, but I was kind of trying to go back to the source.
Yeah.
Like a lot of artists, if they want to make electronic music now, or you hear somebody who says, okay, I want to make electronic music, the first music they're gonna go to is like, I don't know, not drum and bass, but they'll go to like dubstep. And they'll search out the most popular dubstep artists and study him, copy him for a while, then eventually find their style. What I tried to do was go back and say, okay, who were the electronic artists that were the pioneers? And so I would go back to, Kraftwerk, Daft Punk, things like that. And I would look at that and say, when I studied it that way, it was easy for me to see the progressions of it to where it is now. And then what I did wasn't so derivative of what's hot right now. Because if you do what's hot right now, it'll be old really fast, and I didn't want to risk that. So I tried to go back and study the pioneers of every art form, some real, and in terms of like, there were certain things that were just like what song is that? Welcome Home, where it's kind of like a folky kind of song. Those are songs I always kind of wanted to do, and I would sit there and write those songs on the piano, but never felt like I could bring them together on a hip hop before that makes it count.
And how long did you to make this album?
4 years.
4 years.
Yeah.
And you did some tours, or you only focused?
I did maybe 2 tours. I didn't tour a lot. No, nowhere near as much. I've toured more this year than I have the whole 4 years I was working.
Oh yeah? Because why?
Because the record's new, and I had to. Now I'm touring to promote the record. Then when I was working on it, I didn't want to take 8-9 months and be on the road.
Yeah.
I just wanted to be at home creating.
Yeah. Okay. And I want to talk about something else. I want to talk about your cover, the art of your cover,
Okay.
Especially for vinyls, man. Did you have these ideas?
Actually, I didn't really. I wasn't sure what I wanted the cover to look like.
Yeah.
Sadiq from Rhymesayers worked with. I had a couple guys. I turned in maybe 4 versions of album covers. All of them got rejected. And then they had a couple guys who were working on it at the same time.
Yeah.
And their version ended up coming out the strongest.
Yeah.
When I first looked at it, I was like, I wasn't sure because it wasn't what I had envisioned. But then I took a step away, looked at it for a day, came back the next morning. I was like, that's the one.
That's really hard, especially for vinyl, man.
Yeah, and then like the packaging and the picture disc is amazing.
Yeah. And how the fact you are a producer influence you in your music, man?
Yeah, it does. Well, I do music first before I write anything, so everything starts with the music to me.
Yeah. Okay. So we close to finish interview, man. Do you have a Twitter or Facebook or
Yeah,
website?
I'm on Twitter.com/Printmatic. My Facebook is Facebook.com/Printmatic.
Okay.
And then my website is printmatic.net.
And if you want to write your album, you are iTunes.
Yeah, I'm on iTunes, Amazon, everywhere.
Okay, man. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
You can do a shootout.
Yeah. We ready. Bing Bang Show. J Hart. Do I need to do DJ?
Oh, we back after watching. Whoa! Yo.
So man, we back.
Whoa! Hey, sorry.
I ain't no scholar. I don't write no books. I don't spend my money on the last girl, honey.